Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Axie Infinity, see what's going on. This is a swing trade that we have open as a community, but also just I get a lot of requests from it, so figured I would cover it and help you understand profit targets, perhaps DCA targets. More importantly though, just what's going to happen next, hopefully identify where we're going. Cool. So if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade, learn a thing or two here today, of course, that'd be excellent. And now if you want to learn a lot more, become a better trader more specifically, CryptoCache.tech is a website, link in the description below. Send out signals for every single trade that I take, so you can kind of understand how to structure them and take profits if you'd like. But more importantly, I do have a trading academy that teaches you the foundations of being a better trader. All that stuff's included. Check it out, once again, CryptoCache.tech. Now, the website here that we're looking at, of course, is TradingView. So if you're new to the channel, TradingView is an amazing resource to help you understand how technical analysis works, or just be able to use all the fun features. So taking a look here at the one-day chart, 50-day cent moving average is working on resistance. We can see that right now. Price got rejected by that and $60.50 approximately, or 61 more so, which is basically a Fibonacci retracement level of 618. So keep in mind that does happen a lot. Pretty normal. Those two things kind of coming in combination with each other. We're right at 50 on the RSI. We haven't truly broken above yet because this one-day candlestick hasn't closed. But a close above would be very important to be able to kind of give us that little bit more confidence that we're on the right side of the tracks and we're more bullish than bearish. Because right now it's honestly hard to say. We don't know where this candlestick's going to close. If it gets stuck underneath $57 as a close approximate, we may see the price continue to channel sideways from there. A close above 57 would be excellent though. We need to see that here today. But we can see this pullback, of course, based on the fact that Bitcoin is correcting itself right now too. It's trending closer to about 43,000, which is standard and very normal right now. We expect to pull back to 43, maybe even 41.5. So Axie is essentially doing something like that right now. So that being said, that's where we're at on the one-day chart. All good stuff. I didn't touch on this yet, but the MACD convergence also occurred yesterday. We got a lot of those actually across the board for a lot of coins, considering they've been held down for a couple of weeks and they're starting to come back up alive again. All right, so good stuff there in that sense. I like the one-day chart on Axie so far. It's really good. 4-hour chart, however, we've got some good stuff going on here. In fact, that's almost better in a lot of ways because we got the 200-day set moving average working as a potential support now. I say potential because it just broke above and wants to come back down and potentially test it. But keep in mind that was tested for about 12 hours in a row, couldn't pass that point, and then came back up. Basically just telling us that in the last 200 4-hour candlesticks worth of trading, the price has kind of gotten stuck right there. So for lack of better terms, that's a good place to be above because that's going to help us probably continue to the upside, even if it were to come back down and correct itself to that level. All right, so again, good stuff there in that sense. We did get rejected off of 70 on the RSI. This is pretty standard. I like it when the price breaks above 70 and uses it as a support, but if that's a resistance now, that's all well and good because it basically just means we need to consolidate a little bit longer before we can get our next leg up. And what that basically just means is we take a look at TD sequential, we're going to be overextended at a 9, and we need to see that pullback, that natural pullback that's going to happen with a lot of coins right now because of the fact that yesterday was such a strong green day for Bitcoin that most coins didn't know what to do with themselves. They just kind of freaked out and things went crazy bonkers in a good way. And now it has to kind of come back down and kind of just relax and take it easy, okay? Just like us, who have a long night of partying or whatever the case is, different strokes for different folks. If you overextend yourself, you're going to need a little bit extra rest, perhaps, that full 8 hours. Well, Axie Infinity is going to need at least 4 to 8 to possibly even 12 hours of consolidation on the side, maybe even come back down to bounce off of $53.45. Okay, so again, those things could happen. Wouldn't be terrible if the price comes back down to the 53.50 upwards of 57. That this is going to be a support channel. We can expect a lot of support in this channel. It may travel within and kind of stay there for a little while, but it should not break below. If we break back below 53.53 or 53.50 is a rough estimate, then at that point we're kind of making lower highs or potentially more so. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible if we drop below it as long as it doesn't go down past 49, but generally speaking, it would be disadvantageous to, kind of this continuation of higher highs and higher lows might be impacted if that were to happen, okay? So again, just something to think about. Generally speaking, we should see a nice support between 53.50 and 57. Again, I'm using close approximates there. All right, and then other than that, we had a MACD convergence, big surprise. We had that happen recently. That's where the price went up pretty good. I mean, what, in a full 24-hour period, approximately, maybe just a little under or over, about 32% increase in just barely over one trading day. See, that's a lot. Bitcoin jumped up 17%. That's almost 2x from Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. The likelihood of hitting this target up here at about $80, plus or minus, is very, 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 very likely. It's much more ideal. Okay, again, anyways, just something to think about. That's kind of where we're at there for Axie. So again, consider dollar cost averaging. It's not in a bad position right now. Yes, we should expect a pullback, but set a target maybe at about $54 and perhaps even $50 just as a worst case. So you can add to your position, because the likelihood of actually going back up is much higher than it is coming down, at least significantly, and breaking its most recent low. I don't think that's possible. Obviously, stranger things have happened, but it's not showing any signs it wants to do that. 1 day chart, correction, 1 hour chart. Ichimoku Cloud is telling us we have a potential sell signal within the next 12 hours. We got to wait and see what's going on, but obviously this strong push up here was a little too much, right? Market open, shot up about, what, how much was that? Geez, 10% spike in like an hour or less, right? So it makes perfect sense the price is going to come back down here, right? And if we look at this here too, just based on natural Fibonacci retracement levels, if we see the price come at that high, we can expect it to consolidate right around 0.618. So we shouldn't expect the price to go tremendously lower than where it's at right now. It should and could consolidate closer to the 200-day SMA on the 4 hour, but we'll see what happens. Okay, again, a pullback is perfectly fine. It makes sense. It's pushed up way too hard, and Bitcoin also is coincidentally trailing off right now. Okay, Bitcoin's losing a little bit of motivation, or dominance, so to speak. And some of these coins right now are they're going to be sold, because here's the thing: altcoins like this are profitable. Profits are the things that first people take when Bitcoin starts to come back down. Bitcoin's coming down right now. Big surprise. The value of Axie is going to go down coincidentally because it's getting sold off. Okay. Again, just something to acknowledge. We got a lot of selling pressure here in the last 3 hours. Again, is it going to go down much lower? Probably not. The likelihood of it staying above 55 is pretty high. Again, nice support channel between 53.50 and 57. Last thing to note here is TD sequential. We went up to a 3, down to 5. Okay, so we kind of got some resets that really is null and void, irrelevant at this point. And then the last thing we may want to just take a peek at will be potential targets for profit, but more importantly, want to take a quick look here. Here's something that's a nice consolation, right? So in the last, 3 months of trading, this is approximately 3 months of trading, we've seen the most volume accumulation at $50/49. The price point being above that right now is extremely helpful. That gives us a strong support in volume below the price point. So again, the likelihood of coming down below 47 is very low. The likelihood of it continuing upwards is much higher. Yes, we might see a correction down to 54, 56, whatever the case is, but regardless of that fact, we can expect Axie to continue to progress upwards, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop below 41,500. If Bitcoin drops below 41.5, we probably see a price point between $40 and $50. Just be prepared for that. Again, that's a less likelihood right now. There's a tremendous amount of buying pressure for Bitcoin. The fact of the matter is, we shouldn't expect Bitcoin to sell off lower than 41.5 in the immediate future. That should not happen. Okay, so looking at profit targets here, just to kind of note, our profit target, of course, for our swing trade, which are more liberal, we have larger time frames, or it is a larger time frame. We hold these positions for longer in most cases. A lot of swing trades are held for longer time frames. So that's more of a lofty take profit target. That's probably more of a 50% profit target for us. But generally speaking, we're shooting for $80 as our next immediate target, which is just below a key level Fibonacci retracement line and also right at a key level resistance. Okay. Take profit just below a key level resistance, and you'll have a much more higher success rate. Also note too, another good target as well would be somewhere in the range of $70, possibly even $65. Okay, 65, 70, and 80 are good targets to shoot for Axie. Again, depending on your goals and your risk tolerance. It's always different, subjective to the person. But if nothing else, at least always do this. This is why I send out signals to my community, more so to kind of share with you what I do and how I structure my trades. So you want to have at least 3 profit targets, and not only, but you want to have at least a trailing stop loss that moves up as you hit your targets. So as soon as you hit target number 1 at 65, your trailing stop loss moves to break even, etc. It keeps moving up as you take profits to ensure you secure those profits if it turns around on you. Okay? That's the safer approach. That's the way that I've survived the market. And I'll tell you what, trading bots help with that. We use Cornix Trading Bot ourselves here in the community, where you can one-click follow, but more importantly, you can set these type of parameters and leave it. Set it and forget it and don't even worry about it. Heaven forbid you get stopped out, you'll get the next one. If you don't, you hit your profit target and it keeps moving up with it. It's an amazing situation. So anyways, check that out in your own time. That's all I have for you if you're here today. If you learned something, of course, comment below and consider joining CryptoCache.tech. I look forward to working with you. We have weekly roundtable discussions. And also, just note, if you are currently a community member, friendly reminder, every week, Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we do have a roundtable discussions where we just talk about specific things. And coincidentally, this week is trailing stop losses. It's kind of the foundation of the conversation. So looking forward to that here today. Have yourself a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.